What if I told you there's a moment in your marketing where you have the guaranteed, undivided attention of over 80% of your new potential customers, but you are almost certainly letting it slip through your fingers? I'm talking about your welcome email. The very first email you send after someone joins your list. Data from several marketing platforms confirm that these emails have an average open rate of over 82%. 82%. That means 8 out of 10 people who just found you are actively waiting for and opening that first message. This is a golden opportunity, a direct line to your most engaged audience. But here's where most businesses completely fail. They either send a single, forgettable confirmation and then go silent for weeks, or they do nothing at all. They are wasting their single best shot to make a lasting impression and build trust. Today is about fixing that. We're going to show you how to leverage that incredible open rate not just for one email, but to kick off a simple, strategic sequence that transforms brand new leads into paying clients. Okay, let's dive in. So we know that first email gets a huge amount of attention. That's your big chance to make a first impression, and people are listening. The problem is, for most businesses, that great first impression is the only one they make. Think of it like this. You meet someone, have a great 5-minute chat, and make a real connection. Then you just turn and walk away, never speaking to them again. All that great momentum you built, it just evaporates. The excitement they had disappears, and you're now back to having them as a cold lead. The thing is, that one great first impression isn't enough to earn someone's business. They need a little more from you to feel confident about taking the next step. They're looking for proof that you're the real deal and that you can actually help them. When you go quiet, you're not giving them any reason to stick around. They'll just move on to the next person on their list who is actually talking to them. So what does work? So we already know welcome emails get opened more than any other type of email, over 82% of the time, in fact. And it makes sense since they are expecting it. They literally just gave you their email address. But what's interesting is that businesses that send 3 to 5 emails over the next week or two make a lot more money than companies that send just one email. It's not even close. Now, before you start worrying about writing 5 emails, let me tell you what these emails actually need to do. You're not trying to sell them something 5 different ways. You're just staying in touch like you would with a friend or something. Okay, so here's what those emails should look like. Email number 1, right after they sign up, just say thanks for whatever they downloaded. Tell them you'll send them a few helpful things over the next week. That's it. Don't overthink this one. Emails number 2 and number 3. A few days later, answer questions they probably have. Like, if you're a web designer, maybe one email explains why websites take so long to build. If you're a business consultant, maybe you talk about the biggest mistake you see small businesses make. Just be helpful. Don't try to sell anything yet. Emails number 4 and number 5. End of the week. This is where you can say something like, if you want to chat about your situation, here's how to book a call with me. Keep it casual. You're not being pushy. You're just letting them know the option exists. How often should you send these? Every few days works well. Gives people time to actually read them without feeling spam bombed. Okay, so at this point, I usually have people ask a few questions about the emails. So just in case you might maybe have similar questions, let's just answer them and get them out of the way, okay? So one question I usually hear people ask is that, but what if I don't know what to write about? Come on, you know your business better than anyone. What questions do people always ask you? What do they get wrong about your industry? What would you tell your best friend if they needed this kind of help? Write about that stuff. Won't people think I'm being annoying? Look, if someone gave you their email address, they want to hear from you. The annoying thing is when you disappear for a month and then suddenly email them about a sale. That's annoying. Staying in touch regularly? That's being professional. Do I need some fancy email system for this? Nope. Whatever email service you're using probably has a way to automatically send a series of emails. Set it up once, forget about it. Every new person who joins your list gets the same series automatically. Think about it this way. Your website gets people interested. These emails keep them interested while they're deciding. Your phone call or meeting is where they actually hire you. Without that middle part, the staying in touch part, you're basically hoping people remember you weeks later when they're ready to buy. That's not a great plan. Most businesses lose customers not because they're bad at what they do, but because they're bad at staying in touch. The good news? This is way easier to fix than becoming better at your actual job. This part's pretty simple. If people aren't opening your emails, your subject lines probably suck or you're being boring. If they're opening them but not reading them, you're probably talking about stuff they don't care about. If they're reading them but never responding or booking calls, you're either not asking clearly enough or you haven't built enough trust yet. The fix for all of these? Write like you're talking to a friend who actually needs your help. Here's the one thing I want you to remember. I don't know what industry you're in, but it's very likely that many of your competitors aren't doing this well, especially if you're in a lesser-known, not super popular space. A lot of them, they get someone's email address and then basically ignore them until they feel like selling something. If you just stay in touch like a normal person, you're already ahead of most people in your industry. If you want to figure out where your business is losing potential customers, I made a simple checklist that takes about 5 minutes to go through. It's specifically for service businesses like yours, and it'll help you spot the exact places where people are dropping off. Once you know where the problems are, you can fix them and start getting better results from the same amount of effort. The link is right below this video. This has been Rita with ClicksandThings.com. See you in the next one.